Hey guys, Cognox here. Welcome back to Roblox scripting, part 2. So today we're going to talk about loops. Loops are very important for scripting. There are many kinds of loops that you can use, and today I'm going to show you the most simple loops to use. Let's get straight into it. Starting off where we left off, we made the little part transparency script last time. And we're going to get rid of all this because we're not going to be using that again. Okay? So, let's take this part and let's say we want to keep changing the transparency. Every 3 seconds we want to change it. So, what we do is a loop. Let's do a while, wait, do loop. Okay, so what this does is it will always be looping whatever is inside of it. So whatever script you put in here, it will run. Now in scripting, if you die, these usually break. A way to prevent that is using this. It will loop it pretty much no matter what, and it won't stop. We're not using this right now. I don't know why this works, to be honest. It just does. This should fix any problems with scripts, like it not looping correctly. This usually fixes it. And if it doesn't, we're going to get into stopping or keep looping things after you die. Right now, we're not using this because we are in studio. We're not going to be using this right now. Right now, we're just going to talk about the normal loops. So it will just keep looping whatever you do in here. So let's define the part like we did last time with the local variable. Local part is equal to game.workspace.ph. This is referencing the part. Part is ph here. Game, the game. Workspace, the game's workspace. Sorry, I'm a little sick. And then ph, which is referencing this. It is named ph. While, wait, do. You could put 3 here to change it every once in a while, but at the same time, it will just loop whatever's in here every 3 seconds. But we want to change the transparency every 3 seconds, so we're going to do a little something different. We're going to do part.transparency is equal to 0.5. Wait 3 seconds. Or we'll make it 1 second now. Part.transparency is equal to 0. So it will constantly loop this because it's in a while wait do loop. So every 1 second it will make the part transparency 0.5, wait 1, part transparency is 0. Now, you may see loops like while true do, and this does work, but I'm warning you now, do not do this if you do not have a wait in it. You need to have a wait in while true do loops. If you just do while true do, and then part transparency, or whatever, part blah blah blah, whatever you do here is equal to 1, it will break. You have to have a wait in here. I can't stress that. You have to have a wait somewhere within a while true do loop, or it will break. You must have one. Okay? So, off that topic, here, it will just change the transparency every second. We can watch. It's simple. Come over here, get in the game. It changes it. Of course, it's a little, but it's fine. It is changing it. We could probably put a longer wait in there, maybe. We'll make it 5 seconds instead. Now, the reason I messed up, the reason it's immediately changing back to 0.5 is because we didn't put a wait after this. We need to put another wait here. Because what it will do is it will wait 5 seconds after this runs. It'll make it transparent. It'll make it 0. It'll make it see-through again. But then it will immediately run again and make the transparency 0.5. So to fix this, you can either put a wait down here to make it wait before it runs and does this, or you can put a wait above it to wait to make the transparency 0.5 again. I personally would rather do it right here, so that's what I'm going to do. Instead, we'll make it 1 second real quick. That's my fault. My bad. I'm sorry about that. And as you can see, every 1 second, it changes the transparency. That's a simple while wait do loop. Now, let's say you wanted it to, how would you say this? You wanted to change the transparency differently. You didn't want it to be instant. You kind of want it to fade in, fade out type thing. Well, that's where you do for I is equal to whatever loop. So I'm gonna go ahead, make one real quick. For I is equal to, so first things first, where we want the loop to start. What we want I to be first. The transparency for this first is 0. We're gonna make this 0. We want it to go to 1. Okay, this is the goal. And how we're gonna get there is we're gonna change it 0.1 every time. So it'll go 0, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, 0.8, 0.9 until it reaches 1. Do. So part dot transparency. I cannot spell today. Is equal to I. Why are we? Oh, I forgot. Local part is equal to game workspace ph. You have to define the part. Why did we put this as I? Why did we make the transparency I? Because I is 0. And after this is ran, it will change to 1 every 0.1. So it'll count up. Now let's say we wanted to constantly change it and not just change it to 1. Well, simple. We do the same thing, right? Just differently. So for I is equal to 1, it would have been at 1. It started at 1. We want to change it to 0. And this time we do negative 0.1. So we go from 1, then we go down 0.1. It'll be 0.9, 0.8, 0.7, so on until it gets to 0. Do, and then part.transparency is equal to I. I can be anything. It could be transparency, and you can change this to transparency. You can change this to F, whatever. So right now we'll make it I. Why would it not break? Because this is I up here. So wouldn't that mean this would become I again? Wrong. It's only defined, I is only defined within this for loop. So this I is only able to be defined in here. Correct? So that means we can call I in here, and it's getting this I, because I in here is defined in this loop. Okay? So, sure, let's try it. Let's wait like 5 seconds. I'm gonna wait 5 seconds real quick, or yeah, I'll wait 5 seconds so we can see it in action, because the game kind of starts before you can see it. So we'll wait 5 seconds real quick. After the 5 seconds has ran, oh, workspace, I accidentally mistyped workspace. Workspace, there we go. Sorry, that's my fault. Little typo on my part. Okay, wait 5 seconds. Oh, it might have. Oh, that's right. Within these loops, you want it to wait how long it takes to change. So we'll put wait in here. We want it to change in this amount of time. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. It'll take 1 second to change the transparency. So we wait. It'll change it 0.1 each time for a second, so we're gonna make that a little faster. We're gonna make that 0.2 instead. I don't want it to take forever. Actually, we'll make that 0.1. We could make it faster, but I want it to be visibly changing. Wait 5 seconds, and there we go. It changed. Perfect. You could even take out wait. The seconds here, you don't need to have seconds in wait. This is like pretty much the fastest type of wait. It will wait the shortest amount of time by doing this here. So if we get in the game, wait 5 seconds, it'll change quicker. As you can see, changed quickly. But let's say you wanted to keep doing that constantly. Well, simple solution. You put it within a while wait. And you can put an end here. Why it looks weird like this, I just go to format document and it will change it for you. This only happens in Studio. So, let's explain what this does. Waits for the game to start. Kinda. I just did that. That's for me. In Studio. We can make this a little longer, maybe like 8 seconds. Defines the part in workspace. While wait do. Now this constantly loops, changing the transparency of the part. This it changes, let me think, changes the transparency to 1 after a certain amount of time. This whole function does this. Okay, after a certain amount of time, it will change the transparency. Wait is good. You could do this with a faster wait. There's an even faster probably. It's render stepped wait connect, but we're not going to get into that right now. Wait will do just fine. And this does the same exact thing. Just changes it to 0 after a certain amount of time. So because these are in a while wait function, it will constantly run this. So it'll constantly change. Simple. So this is what it looks like. Final product. Wait 8 seconds. And it will constantly change the part's transparency. That is a loop. That's what loops do. These are the simplest kinds of loops. And I think we're good to go. And we need to move on. So, thank you for watching. Next video, I think we're actually going to do some examples in-game. We're going to go into a game and we're going to do some examples. So, I'll see you guys in the next video.